Guys, it's Teacher Brooke here, and today I'm going to be talking about Qkids versus Magic Ears. I have worked for both for about a year. I just signed my third contract with Magic Ears, and I'm about to sign my third contract with Qkids, and both are 6 months long, so that's over a year. And I've been teaching online for over 2 years now. So the main requirements for Qkids and Magic Ears are the same. You need a bachelor's degree, you need to have a neutral North American accent, and a TESOL or a TEFL, which are very easy to achieve. And I did the International Open on Groupon, and it's worked with 4 companies and only cost me $20. So, the Qkids and Magic Ears are very different, but they do have some very key similarities. They both book the classes for you, which is a big thing for me because I found it was hard for me on companies where the parents had to book you, and I was just teaching the same trial classes over and over again, and it was just very boring. And it leads to a higher booking rate. And both of the classes are one teacher for 4 students max. You could have 3, 2, or it could be one-on-one. There can be a max of 4 in the class. And they both have their own interactive platforms where they make the classes, so you just show up and teach, and they do a lot of the hard work. So, class times. Magic Ears has more slots available. They start at 2 a.m. Pacific time, so that's going to be about 5 a.m. Eastern time. And then they stop at 9 p.m. Beijing time, which right now that's about 8 a.m. Eastern time. No, 10 a.m. Sorry, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And it's nights in Beijing, so it's early mornings in the U.S. And Magic Ears has 8 slots every morning. And so I work with Qkids, and I can get an extra 3 slots in with Magic Ears in the mornings. And the classes are 25 minutes with a 5-minute break, so they do fit more classes in. Qkids has set hours and only offers 4 classes every morning, and the classes are 30 minutes long with a 10-minute break. So with Magic Ears, they have more classes and you can fit more in, but Qkids offers less classes and they're longer, but you have a longer break, which I very much enjoy in the morning. It gives me time to go grab a snack, get some coffee, come back feeling nice and refreshed and peppy for my students. So booking rate is super important to teachers because that determines ultimately how much money you'll make. If you don't have a booking rate, you're not going to make any money, which is why we all teach ultimately. And when you are new, for the first about 2 weeks, both companies will be very slow to book you, but by my 3rd week with Qkids, I was fully booked. And most weeks, I am fully booked. They do slow down sometimes, which so happens to be Magic Ears peak season, which is why it's great to work for 2 companies. Magic Ears, I'm not always booked. They book me about 50% of the time, but I do not open peak slots with them. I open my peak slots with Magic Ears. And then with Qkids, like I said, most weeks I'm booked 100% of the time. So schedule expectations and absent policies. Magic Ears, you can schedule classes up to 24 hours ahead of time, and you can pick up standbys less than 24 hours. So once you get to, I believe it's junior rank, you're able to pick up standby classes. And then you can have a different schedule every week, just open up slots, and then if they book you, you'll teach them, great. And there's no weekly minimum for classes. I personally didn't teach with Magic Ears from February 2020 to May 2020, and they offered me another contract, which I was very surprised by. During that time, Qkids had so many classes that I just purely focused on Qkids. And then absent policies with Magic Ears. Once the class is booked for you, it's not that easy to take off. You have to message them on Zing Talk. And you're allowed 2 sick days per month, no questions asked. You can just message them and say, I'm not feeling well today, I need to take off. Okay, cool. Or like, if you have kids, you can be like, oh, I need to take care of my kid's sick. Okay, yeah, cool. Feel better soon. They're super chill with that. And then you get 2 days per month where it's like, oops, I accidentally opened this slot. I need to take that off. They're like, okay, but then after that, if you have to cancel, the consequences can be steep. If you cancel within 24 hours or you're a no-show, they charge you $20. So if you oversleep one morning and have 4 classes and you miss all 4 of those, that's an $80 charge that you had for missing that alarm. So that's one main reason why I don't open as many slots with Magic Ears. Qkids doesn't have that policy, which is nice. With Qkids, once you set a schedule, you have to email CCC, the class coordination team, to make a permanent change to it. On the slots you have closed, sometimes they'll send class invitations through the app. I personally don't work on Sunday morning, so if I want to pick up extra classes, they'll message me, hey, we have a class invitation, would you like to take it? And I can say yeah or no, and don't feel bad about not picking those up. They offer them to a lot of teachers. And then Qkids requires a minimum commitment of 6 hours per week, 12 classes per week. They do this so that they can maximize people's schedules, so they don't overhire teachers, so teachers don't get as many hours. That's what happened to me with, say, ABC, was they kept recruiting, and they didn't have enough students to already give me classes. So I was technically worked for them, but I never got classes. So what's the point? It didn't work for me. And I find that works with Qkids. Qkids goes on hiring freezes when it's slow, so they don't have an overabundance of teachers. And then the Qkids absence policy is the best absence policy I've ever found, ever. You can cancel classes for no reason with no consequences up to 5 hours ahead of time. Awesome. So sometimes we'll wake up and I'll have classes that evening, maybe it's a weekend, and we'll just want to do something spontaneous. Just go ahead, cancel my classes, go do whatever. Don't feel bad about it. It's really, really convenient. It's my favorite part of Qkids. And you can actually cancel the classes up to 30 minutes ahead of time, but you may lose the attendance bonus, which is also nice. Sometimes, you get to bed early or you get to bed late and you think you're going to be able to teach, but you can't. So, you wake up in the middle of the night, just cancel your classes and go back to bed and don't worry about it. It's a really, really cushy cancellation policy. I've also been feeling ill in class, and I've canceled my next class. In that class, I just messaged CCT, and I was like, hey, I'm really not feeling well. I don't think I'm going to be able to live up to that Qkids standard. Would you be able to remove that class for me? I have to take the rest of the morning off. And yeah, sure, no problem. So, and it's nice. And with Qkids, their cancellation policy is so flexible. At the end of my first contract that last month, I actually had to take the whole month off day by day because I was running around doing crazy things. And then they offered me another contract, and I didn't work for a whole month and took it off day by day by day. And they were like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, come on. So it was really nice. Okay, the pay, what everybody wants to know about. So the new hire pay for Magic Ears is $750 base, and that's for a 25-minute class, and that's you meet the basic requirement standards, bachelor's, TEFL. And then the $850 base pay is you have to have taught 1,000 classes online with another company, or you have a master's in English or an education degree. They exclude PE. So, and then for a $10 base, you have to have taught over 1,000 classes with another online ESL company and have a master's degree in English and in education. And then the bonuses for Magic Ears are pretty sweet. If you enter the class 3 minutes early, you earn an extra $1, easy. And then if you open 60 peak time slots, you earn an extra $1 per class. If Magic Ears is your main company, you will definitely hit that every month. I've only hit that once because they're actually my second company. But it definitely does add a lot when you see that bonus. And then the Qkids pay is $8 per class, and then for every class there's an opportunity for a $2 bonus. There's a $1 performance bonus, which means that all the parents in the class gave you a 4 stars or above. Usually you always get that. And then the attendance bonus if you teach over 15 classes per week and you don't have any of those cancellations less than 5 hours. But the thing with Qkids is the pay does not increase. I'm about to be on my third contract, and the pay is still going to be the same. With Magic Ears, you do have the potential for raises, so that is something to consider. And then class requirements. What is expected of you in the class? So with Magic Ears, you have to have 2 props. In every class, you have to have them. I have a big box of props next to me to grab and pull and do, and I use a lot of anti-props, like, you know, is this a train? No! Just kind of like things like that. And you have to smile. It's part of the bottom line. And you can close and mute the students' cameras. You have to mute the students when they're talking out of turn or when there's someone else in the frame, and it can be a lot to juggle. With Magic Ears, you definitely need to preview the classes because they're all different lengths, and you have to hit certain marks at a certain time. It's a very strict timetable they want you to be on. And then the evaluations for Magic Ears can be pretty, it's a little bit more intense than other classes. You have to do an audio review, and they have a script you can read off of, and you're supposed to give individual feedback for each child. For 4 kids, it takes about 2 or 3 minutes to complete all the reviews. And then also for tech issues, they do charge $5 a class, so those are definitely some things to consider with Magic Ears. And then the class requirements for Qkids, no props are needed. They have such an interactive platform with all these stickers and fun things and animation that you don't even need props. And then they have a reward system. They have diamonds, so there's no secondary reward system, and you can mute the kids, block the video, and you can change the volume. So if some student's very loud, you can lower them. If somebody's hard to hear, you can raise it, which is very convenient. And then the evaluation for Qkids is so quick. It's just like, A, 3 stars. And it's a few little clicks and takes like 5 seconds, and then you're on to the next class. And then for tech issues, they pay you if you're in the class and have a tech issue. Last week, I had 2 classes that had tech issues back to back in the morning. In the platform, it kept sending, and it said packet loss, 25, 50%, 0. So my internet was like fluctuating. And they paid me for the classes I was in, even though they had to cancel them, which was very, very nice. I did lose the attendance bonus for them, but that extra money that I didn't really do anything for kind of made up. I mean, I was there and I tried to teach, so they reward you for that. Problem solved. I ended up getting a new modem, and it solved the problem. I think I just have to get a new modem every few months. So yeah, that's a plus with Qkids, is that they pay you for tech issues too. So some things that I love about Magic Ears is the pay is good with increases. That's always nice, and it's great to add extra classes when I'm free. They have different peaks and lows, so when Qkids is having a low season, I can, whatever I have blank in my schedule, I can fill with Magic Ears, which really, really helps keep a steady stream of income. And then some of the cons with Magic Ears are you just have to smile and be on and have top energy and make sure you have 2 props. And I drink a lot more coffee with Magic Ears to keep it going. And to me, the classes are kind of boring and drag. It's a lot of reading and the same material. It's more of like a PowerPoint where the kids can like circle on it. It's not as interactive to me. They do have some games, which is nice. They're starting to add more games. And then they do charge you so much for tech issues and for no-shows. That was a big con to me with the evaluations. And then you always have to make sure the bottom line, the lighting, the smile, the passion, the class management, it can be a lot to keep up with Magic Ears at like 5 a.m. when you're on your 4th cup of coffee and kind of lower energy. But with Qkids, I love Qkids. They're my main company. The classes are really, really fun and always so interactive with the animation. You can adjust the students' volume, which is critical in most of my classes. I teach mostly little kids, so they're either super loud or super quiet. So that definitely helps. And then with the steady booking, I'm usually 100% booked, so it's really been a saving grace. And then for Qkids, generally you don't need to plan for any of the classes. It's the same games throughout, just different words and concepts. So Usually the night before, I'll just check it to make sure I've taught all the classes before. Yep, good, okay, cool, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Easy peasy, just show on up and teach. And then the super quick, easy evaluations. And then one of the best, most convenient things about Qkids is their phone app. Their phone app is so easy to use and so convenient. You can schedule off right from the phone app. You know, if you're out in public, you don't have to like pull up a browser on your phone and do it. Just go straight to the app, take it off. You can check everything in public. You message CCT through the app, you know, when I have problems with the classes, and it's very, very convenient. It's one of the top perks of Qkids. And then some of the cons about Qkids is the lower pay. That definitely does suck. The classes are a little bit longer and you do make a little bit less, but I really, really love the 10-minute break, so that's more crucial to me in the morning than a few extra dollars. And then the set schedule could be a con. I didn't apply at Qkids at first because of the set schedule. I wanted that flexibility, but I personally don't think this is a drawback. The set schedule ensures that you have more classes because they hire less teachers. And you can just take off through the app. No worries. Just request off. Whoop, no worries. So, yeah, used to be a con, not really a con anymore. But the limited number of classes is definitely a con. They only offer 4 classes in the morning and 6 classes Friday, Saturday evenings, which is Saturday, Sunday mornings in China. So that's why it's kind of good to have a second company, just so you're not always putting your eggs in one basket. So the interview process. The interview process for Magic Ears was difficult. So the application, I'm pretty sure I had to read a book for Magic Ears, and it was a really... Well, first, I had a demo with a teacher who pretends to be a little kid, and I went through the PowerPoint and taught it. She was like, yeah, you know, good job. I could tell she did some specific things to see if I picked up, like, she would say a word wrong to see if I corrected her, and I did. I could just see I hit those marks. And then you go to a coach and you interview with them, and they ask you about, like, your experience and stuff, and then they assign trial classes, and I don't remember if the trial classes are paid. I don't think they do. But they kept saying my lighting wasn't good enough, and I was applying somewhere else at a different home. And I had like built a shed in the garage, and it was just so hard. I ended up finding a lamp on the side of the road, which was my saving grace. It's funny how things work like that. But yeah, it was definitely a lot harder. I had to do, I think, 4 trial classes. And then I think your first 2 weeks are like probationary. So yeah, it was definitely a lot. And the Qkids application process was definitely easier. I'm pretty sure I had to read a book when I submitted the application. And then you have a demo with an employee who is pretending to be a little kid, and you have to go through the platform. The most important thing to know is you have to know the platform for Qkids. If you don't know the platform, they're not going to hire you and on to the next, and you just wasted your time and their time. You need to know the platform. It can be very daunting and very difficult, but once you figure it out, so easy, so fun, so interactive. You can really focus the kids' directions. If anybody has any questions with that, I can definitely make another video on that, but you have to know the platform, or else it's so yeah. And I actually had 4 trial classes with Qkids as well, but they pay you for the trials and they pay you for the interview, so nice. I had a lot of times with time management with Qkids because there's so many games and I was trying to figure them out. But with Qkids, usually the last 3 or 4 slides are games, so you can preview it before, and if you're getting to the end crunch, you can skip through the games and onto the rewards page. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my comparison between the two. I've really enjoyed working with both of them. Like I said, Qkids is my main company, while Magic Ears is my second company. And if anybody has any questions, I would love to answer them. Yeah, I hope everybody has a fantastic day and happy teaching.